What's up, college football fans and Mean Green fans? Noe Valente here once again with the Mean Green Show. And tonight I am joined by Miles, and we are going to recap this North Texas victory, thankfully, and get into all things, North Texas and Mississippi, Southern Miss related as well. But before we do all that, guys, you already know the drill. If you're a fan of college football recruiting, G5 football, the transfer portal, coaching carousel, conference realignment, any or all of the above, consider hitting that like and subscribe button because that is truly all that we talk about. All right, Miles. So, for the first time in a long time, we won, and a win is a win. And look at that big smile it brought you. You-
Yeah, finally,
you're,
finally.
you're glowing, and it wasn't the prettiest of wins, and it was overtime, and it was we had to pull all the stops out, I guess, but nevertheless, we won. And we're set up to, God willing, if we talk to Vegas, have at least a few more wins, hopefully, and we're favored for the first time, I think, all season over an FBS team, if that's right. But man, what are your thoughts on the game and just the play as a whole, and kind of moving forward past this game?
Well, I mean, in general, it was not that good of a game. I can tell you that right now. It was just not that good of a game. Both teams started. I mean, it was 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. I think it was 14-7 at half. Not quite for sure on that, but it was a very it was still an undisciplined game. North Texas did look more confident. They looked like they actually had more energy coming off of Liberty, which was a sign that I predicted last week. But there's still so much. I mean, they're so limited on offense. There's all the injuries they have. They finally did a little bit, and I mean, the running back room has been carrying this team all year. Io Day, DeAndre Torrey, Isaiah Johnson, Akika Ragsdale, all those guys, they've been carrying this offense all year. And when they haven't, Austin Ane's been running the ball. So the running game was a big factor in this win. But at the same time, I mean, there were some big stops on defense. But if you really look at it, they relied too much on the defense because Rice would end up trying to do a trick play and they would score or whatever they were doing. So it was it's a win. It's a win, but at the same time, it was not pretty whatsoever. We looked like we were NAIA team at one point in that game, but I'm just glad that we actually got more confidence. You get a win on the road. I mean, winning on the road, you look at Rice. They beat UAB on the road. So the fact that we went there and in a terrible stadium and won, it's sort of impressive. It's sort of impressive. There's still a lot to work on, but we should absolutely blast Southern Miss. They're terrible. If we don't do that, I'm very, very disappointed because last week was all hype for nothing.
Yeah, and they let's see here, Trelo, um, or Varquise. They have Webb, and then they had another one. So they're literally on their fourth or fifth quarterback. So they probably have the injury bug worse than us, believe it or not. So yeah, there's we should win that one. They've only have one win as well, if I'm remembering correctly, against an FCS school. So yes, we should win that one and put us on a little 2-0 win streak. But yeah, so that'll be interesting. And I don't really know what the game plan is other than just win it, whatever it costs. I don't really. Hopefully, Ani's not our lead rusher. I mean, that's not really his game. But if it's got to be to get the win, then by all means. One thing wanted to highlight real quick is Bryson Jackson. We saw some flashes of what I think we all thought and hopes that he can would have been and can still develop into. And three receptions for 50 yards and as well as one rush for 11. So they got him involved. Hopefully he can find the end zone here shortly. But I think I'd like to see him kind of develop maybe over these last few weeks, these next three games before UTSA, and to hopefully, a threat in the air. But yeah, so I mean, a win nonetheless. Grateful for it. And what is your predictions? Okay, so we have Southern Miss, and then we have, let me pull this up really quick. Okay, we
UTEP
got,
homecoming, FIU on the road, and then number 16, UTSA at home on the 2 days after Thanksgiving.
Okay, so
So
for
I'm not very happy about that.
our final 4 games, what do you think our record will be?
Well, Southern Miss is worse than Rice, and if we don't beat Southern Miss, I think we do. UTEP, I really don't know. UTEP is extremely overrated, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I'm excited to see how they play against UTSA this weekend, personally, but it's at home. Maybe, I mean, it's homecoming. Maybe there's a little bit more energy. I don't know. I think I don't see how we can lose to UTEP. I really don't see how we can lose to UTEP, mainly at home.
Hmm.
Um, Really, that's a 50-50 in my opinion. And then I mean, FIU is really bad. I mean, I think their coach is about to retire. Did he do it? Did you see that tweet from Eric Henry that he didn't do a press conference on Saturday?
Yes, I
Was that
did.
right?
Yeah, that
I mean, I
man,
think
I
he's
saw
out of here in
that.
the next few weeks.
I don't know. I have not spoke to Eric about this, so I don't want to. This is just my
Hmm.
thought, but like, I again haven't spoke to him. I don't know. Eric's a very upbeat guy, very professional, so he would never.
Hmm.
But I can only imagine, like, you go all the way there and catch you Tuesday, Eric. Like, kind of probably. Eric is a great reporter too. I mean, he's kind of he's a reporter. He doesn't get involved. He's not a fan of FIU. He'll tell you that, but he's a Paul's up like a Goman Green. He says they're saying he does a lot. He does a great job, and that's unfortunate that he from the outside looking in, it looks like they kind of just snubbed him, But anyway, but yes, carry on.
So, I mean, oh my gosh, FIU is just bad too. But it's in Florida, and I know how North Texas sports tend to play in Florida, including today's soccer team that lost. But we're not going to talk about that. That was bad. But I don't know. I feel like that's also 50-50 just because it's on the road in Florida. Um, and then I think we're going to get demolished by UTSA. So I would say 2-2. Um, I would say probably lost to UTEP, unfortunately. But I see a 2-2 end. So 3-9. That's still pretty bad, but it's better than losing out the rest of the year, which kind of most people thought we were going to do. So that's a little bit more positive, in my opinion.
What if we go 2-2 with the remaining? Wouldn't that put us at 4-8?
Oh, right. I was thinking. Oh
Don't
my
forget that
God.
Northwestern State game. Don't
Whoa, whoops
don't you
about
take
that.
that away from us?
Shoot. So yeah, 4-8. That was that. 1, 2. That's 3 straight 4-win seasons. That's
Heck
probably not
yeah,
enough to
4.
keep Seth, but that's just not okay. I mean, it's better than 1-11. It's better than 2-10. So I
Yeah,
think
it
that's what
is.
they finish at. But man, they're gonna have to they're going to pick it up offensively, or we're gonna lose the rest of the games. I mean, even though Southern Miss is bad and FIU is bad, I, I mean, look at UTEP's defense. I know they haven't played a whole lot of good teams, but their defense is that people are scoring really, really low numbers. I mean, La Tech scored 9 points, so we're gonna have our hands full for the rest of these games this year because all these teams have a little bit better offenses than we've seen in Rice. But 2-2, 4-8, that's still not what I predicted. That's what you predicted though. That was your on
I
the record
did.
prediction.
I did. Yeah, for better or for worse. Yeah, yeah. I mean, could you imagine hypothetically, and we'll just hang on to the hope for as long as we can. If we could win out, go 3-0 with our next three, and then that UTS game, you think we could have a decent crowd turn up for a
No.
potential 6-win season? Hit 6.
Oh man. Well, after Thanksgiving crowds for home always suck, so probably not.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
maybe a few thousand. I feel like UTSA, if they continue to be undefeated, which right now at this rate they're gonna kill UAB, so they're gonna win out. So they might bring a lot of people, which is kind of scary to think them almost halving our entire stadium. But really, no, we won't get a lot of people in that game, even if we're 5-7 fighting for bowl contention, because we're not going to win that game. I'm just gonna be honest here. We're
You
not
got
going
to
to
be
win
honest
that
with
game.
yourself.
I mean, I could say that was going to be our main loss besides SMU this year. Those two games, SMU and UTSA, our two biggest rivals, we were going to lose by a lot too, and we didn't lose by a whole lot to SMU, but man, I mean, UTSA's momentum is like a train that's not going to stop at all unless UAB beats them or something like that. And then Traylor's contract. Heaven forbid we talk about that. I mean, his contract extension was it $2.8 million a year, $3 million a year? What was it?
I think it was
28 million for 10
2.8.
years.
I think it was 2.8. I think.
Holy crap, that is a lot, and that's more. So with Holgerson going to Holgerson and Malzahn and Fickle, all three coaches going to the Big 12, that makes him the highest. Well, no,
Yeah.
nope, because Dykes makes around 3 million, so second highest, but according to public record, highest. But still, I'm still really worried about that game. I just hope we actually have a full functioning team by then, because injuries seem to take out the entire team.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, again, a win is a win. We're gonna, maybe we'll get another one here this Saturday. I think it's highly possible. And that'll be fun. Let's let the good times roll. But so anything else we need to talk on, Miles?
Basketball season starts in
Basketball season.
8 days from now. 8 days is the
That's
official start of college
exciting.
basketball season. Oklahoma Christian, 7:30 at the Super Pit. Be there, buy your season tickets, because there's still a few more days.
What's the date?
November 9th, Tuesday. It's a weird Tuesday, but that's when they start. 7:30 p.m. at the Super Pit.
It's my son's birthday.
My section is not quite sold out yet, so sell out my section. It's 122 for season tickets. So that's why I'm excited about in the next few days. But hopefully, if we can beat Southern Miss and then go in there and then win basketball, that's a great stretch.
Awesome. Well, all right, Miles. Thanks for jumping on. Go Mean Green, and we'll talk soon.